Hey everybody, Pete here. This is our John Deere 1050 tractor back in 2005 when we bought the property. It came with the tractor. And these tires have been on there ever since. So it's about time to put some new rubber on the front. So here we go. I'm using this old Harbor Freight tire changer to do this job. And I don't remember ever using it. I bought it a long time ago. I can't even remember when I bought it, but we're gonna give it a go here and see how it works. So first thing we got to do is break that bead. So I got some 50-50 mix here, or some dish soap and some water. Get some lubrication on that bead so that we can hopefully break it loose. These tires are really stiff. They've been on there forever, and they're tube type, so that makes them even more interesting. So yeah, you gotta kind of use that tool and then see if you turn it a little bit, and then the bead breaks. That's the top bead. Then we gotta flip it over and break loose the bottom bead. Oh, you'll notice here that the thing's mounted on a trailer, and it's only got the two lateral bolts. It doesn't have the two 4.5 bolts in, which lets this thing really move around a lot. As you'll see, we're going to face a couple challenges here coming up, and I could edit that out and make it look like everything went smooth, but if you're thinking of buying one of these tire changer contraptions from Harbor Freight, I think you need to know what you're getting into. I mean, it worked and got the job done, but my first job 50 years ago was a gas station mechanic / attendant. My job was changing tires. One of my jobs was mounting and balancing tires and things and using a pneumatic tire changer. So this was new to me, using a mechanical one, and having a little bit of background on what to do, I kind of could figure it out. But anyway, we'll just keep watching, and I'll explain some of the challenges as we go along. Alright, so here we're pulling the tube out. I put the two hold-down bolts in for the second rim, but watch this thing rock back and forth here. Now we're trying to use the bar as intended. Should be able to just rotate it around and pop that bead off over the top of the rim, but it's not working. And here, going the other direction, we got some success. Now here's the second rim. Things went a little better, but we still had some challenges, you'll see. So here I'm pushing that valve core on the tube down inside the rim so it's not in the way. Hopefully we can get this tool to work right. Again, gotta lube the crap out of this thing. Use the diluted mixture, or you can use straight right out of the bottle dish soap, which is really slippery, and I went with that. Now here I'm struggling with that bottom bead on the bottom side of the rim. It just keeps popping back on, which doesn't give me any free play to pull that top bead over the rim. Just on that bottom, I got to keep reaching down and pushing that bottom bead back up again, and then finally got the screwdriver here to get it started, and then you'll see how this tool works the way it's supposed to work here. Spin that around, and there she goes. That's the way it's supposed to work. It didn't work that way on the first rim. So get that tube out of there so we can get the bottom bead off now. Now here we're looking at the rim, and there's a little bit of rust, but right here where the valve core is, there's a lot of rust, and we have to grind that out of there. Alright, well, we let that paint set up for a couple of days, make sure it was good and cured, and now we're going to show putting the tire back on. Here we go. I forgot to show it before I put this tire on, or the first one. And you really want to put some tire talc, which is just like talcum powder. It's called tire talc, or you can even use regular old powder around the house. But you want to put some powder inside that tire before you put the tube in and move it, bounce the tire around so that the whole inside of that tire is covered with powder so the tube can move around in there as it's inflating. Now you're going to see me struggling a lot here trying to get this top bead on. Now you just see, it doesn't want to go. It keeps popping off of one side when I'm trying to get the other side on, and back and forth, and trying to get my knee on there to hold it, but it just keeps slipping off. And you'll see here what I finally wind up doing once I get it to catch here. Let me get caught up to what we're looking at here there. Now, see, I'm using that bar to pry the bead over the rim. You got to be real careful you don't pinch your tube in there, because if you get that bar in too far and you pinch the tube, then you're going to have a leak and you're going to have to do it all over again. So just be careful if you do it that way. Now here I've got the valve core out, and I'm just blowing some air in the tube to kind of seat the beads, and then let the tube retract a little bit, let the air come out. And you want to make sure that the tube is not caught between the bead and the rim. That's what I'm doing here. Getting a little bit of lubrication in there. I could kind of see the tube peeking out, and I didn't want that tube to get pinched in between the bead as it airs up. So you got to be real careful. That tube is all the way down inside the tire. Like I said at the beginning, I don't know how long these tires, they might have been the original tires, I don't know. But those, getting those lug nuts out, they were all frozen in there with rust, and luckily I was able to get them all out. But I'm putting some grease on those now, inside the threaded holes and on the bolts, on the bolt threads, so that when the next guy comes along to get those things out of there, they'll come out. And the nice part about having a tractor is you don't have to jack up the front end, change your tires. You just lower that scoop down and raise it right up. And I'm just checking the torque on those two front tires. The impact driver I have is only a 3/8 drive, and I just want to make sure they're good and tight.